Okay, good morning everyone. Come to accounting standard 26. We were doing AS 26. Since it's been almost 4 days that we did not have a session, let's now revise the entire accounting standard 26, whatever we have done. Once I revise the entire accounting standard 26, I will then take your doubts. If all your doubts are solved, then we proceed to the next part of the standard. Right, so come to AS 26, which is intangible assets. What is the meaning of an intangible asset? The definition is it should be identifiable non-monetary asset without physical substance, which is held for use in production of goods, provision of services, rental to others, and for administrative purposes. An asset can be considered to be separately identifiable only if it has identity separate and distinct. What is the meaning of identity separate and distinct? It should be capable of being sold or used or rented out separately. One which does not satisfy the definition of an intangible will not be considered as an intangible asset. That expenditure will not be capitalized and will straight away go to the profit and loss account. Right, then you have four expenses or four items that are specifically excluded by AS 26. One is self-generated goodwill, the other is internally developed brand, the third one is market share, and the fourth one is customer list. The following four are outside the scope of accounting standard 26. One is purchased goodwill, because you already have purchased goodwill covered by AS 14. Goodwill on consolidation is taken care of by 21 and 23. VRS expenditure is taken care of by AS 15, and initial direct cost for leases is covered by AS 19, which means that AS 26 does not apply to an intangible which is already covered by some other accounting standard. Now, this is the concept we've been seeing from the first accounting standard that we have studied, that if some accounting standard covers a particular aspect, no other accounting standard can interfere in that case, right? Same concept applies over here. After that, you have end of deferred revenue expenditure concept. As deferred revenue expenditure does not satisfy the definition criteria of AS 26, it cannot be treated as an intangible, and therefore no expense can be deferred unless until it is allowed by some other accounting standard. Again, if an accounting standard tells you to defer, you will defer. If accounting standard does not tell you to defer, you will follow AS 26. AS 26 says do not defer any expenditure, which means that expenditure will now go to the profit and loss account, because deferment in that case is not allowed. After that, it says AS 26 specifically excludes the following. So following can never be deferred. One is preliminary expenses, the other is staff training cost, then you have advertisement and sales promotion cost, and relocation and reorganization cost. So advertisement and sales promotion, we had two or three questions which we saw where they were, where the question told you to defer, but you did not defer since deferment was not allowed in this case. Then after understanding the basics of accounting standard 26, now comes the part to understand the accounting treatment. Initially, every intangible asset will be recorded at cost. How do you calculate cost? If you have direct purchases, you will take the purchase price paid. You have registration cost also to be added, legal cost, non-refundable duties and taxes, and expenses to remove infringement relating to lawsuit. Now, this expense, if it is done before putting the asset to use, it will be capitalized. because you are incurring that expenditure to obtain the asset. However, if this expenses after you start putting the asset to use, then you are incurring this expenditure for maintaining your title. Now that expenditure will be considered as a revenue expenditure and it will not be capitalized, it will be charged to the profit and loss account. Right? We did one question number one, where we followed this entire concept. By issue of securities, you will always take the fair market value of the securities issued. In exchange of another asset, you will take the fair market value of the asset given out. Then we did question number one, and the question which I was talking about, where we calculated the cost of capitalization. Then we did amortization of intangibles, very interesting concept. It says an intangible should be written off over its useful life or legal life, whichever is shorter. We completely understood this concept as well. Then I explained a case study to you, which says AS26 makes a rebuttable presumption. What is the meaning of rebuttable? It means a challengeable presumption that the useful life of an intangible cannot be more than 10 years. However, an enterprise can demonstrate by giving convincing evidence that amortization period of more than 10 years can be justified. So if you have convincing evidence, then you can allow the amortization to go beyond 10 years. Then you have the amortization method. Again, very important. A lot of questions were based on this. The perform method to write off intangible is always in the ratio of future economic benefits. However, if the ratio of future economic benefits cannot be estimated reliably, we will use the straight line method. After that, we came to the next concept, which was the residual value. So accounting standard 26 will always assume that the residual value of an intangible will always be nil. In two circumstances, it will not be nil. The first one is any third party has committed to purchase the asset under a binding contract of sale, or there is an active secondary market where the residual value cannot be estimated reliably. So these two, if any one of these two conditions are satisfied, then of course you will have the residual value. Otherwise, the residual value of an intangible will always be nil. Treatment of research and development. What is the meaning of research? Research means you put in some effort to find out the feasibility. So research expenses will always go to the profit and loss account. Development is application, practical application of your research findings. Now development can result into an intangible asset. So a development expenditure can be capitalized if all the following conditions are satisfied. First, technical feasibility has been established. Second and third are correlated. Firm has the intention to use or sell the intangible asset. Firm has the ability to use or sell the intangible asset. लेकिन बेच तो तब पाएंगे जब फाइनल प्रोडक्ट के लिए कोई मार्केट होना चाहिए. So there should be a market for the final product or the intangible asset. Or if it is to be used internally, its usefulness should be demonstrated. The firm should have three kinds of resources to complete the work: financial, technical, and other resources to complete the development work. And expenditure incurred can be measured reliably. Of course, if you cannot measure, how will you record the intangible assets? So expenditure incurred can be measured reliably. There are two key points. If during the course of development, if any of the six conditions are not satisfied or they cease to be fulfilled, entire expenditure will straight away go to the profit and loss account. मतलब एक भी condition बाद में भी satisfy नहीं किया आपने, तो जितना भी capitalize किया सब कुछ कहाँ चले जाएगा? Profit and loss. Any research or development expenditure which is already charged to the profit and loss account will never be reversed to be capitalized. So it says any research or development expenditure which is already charged to the revenue cannot be subsequently capitalized to create an intangible asset. Right after that, I guess we have already done question number 1 and 2. We have also done question number 3. Question number 4 is also done, I guess. Other aspects of AS26 that we will see today, leave it as of now. Question number 5 is left. Question number 6, I guess we have already done. Question number 7 is left. 8 we have done. Now 8 is also that kind of a question where we have to find out the amortization. So in this case, we will first find out the ratio. We have solved this kind of a question earlier. Wait, I will show that to you. Yes, so in such kind of a questions, it will always be on the basis of estimated future cash flows or the sales. You will always first find out the amortization ratio and then multiply the value of the intangible. This value and the value of your intangible should always match. Right after that, we have done these kinds of questions. After that, we did one with, okay, question number 10 and 11 are a bit different kind of questions. We will do those questions today. Question number 12, of course, we have done. 13 also we have done. 13 again is a question. Look at this. They are amortizing it on 15 years without any convincing evidence. So this is really not allowed. You will have to record it at 10 years. Question number 14, very important question. We did that last in the previous lecture. This is question number 14, where we first tried to find out how much pertains to before fulfilling the 6 conditions of development. So that is 32 lakhs, which went to the profit and loss account. Remaining 28 lakhs we capitalized. After that, you had how much will go to the profit and loss. So 28 already we capitalized, plus 90 we further capitalized. Against that, the value of total 118, against that the value became 82. Now someone asked me on the chat box the meaning of impairment loss. Now please understand that impairment loss is nothing but loss that the value of your intangible reduced. So there are two terms. They say the carrying amount and the usable value. So they call it the recoverable value and the carrying amount. Now this intangible का recoverable amount is 82 cap 82 lakhs इससे वसूल कर पाओगे रिकवर कर पाओगे लेकिन सामने आपका वैल्यू कितना है 118 मतलब आपका रिकवरेबल वैल्यू कैरिंग अमाउंट से घट गया कितने से घटा है 36 से so that 36 will go to the profit and loss account so this is known as impairment loss which is always charged to the profit and loss account and then we understood the carrying amount will be 82 lakhs, that is the value at which the intangible will be now onwards recorded. So that was question number 14, very important question. Question number 15 also we have done. Question 16 also we have done. Question 17 also we have done. Question 18 is also a question we did at the end, in the last lecture. Then you have question number 19 which is left. Question number 20 and 21 is something that we have already done. Right, so this was the entire gist of the entire accounting standard 26. Whatever we have done, I have discussed that in detail. Now, quickly, everyone on your chat box. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts. If you do not have any doubts, please write no doubts so that I can understand. Quickly look at, I'm giving you at least 5 minutes to quickly look at the entire accounting standard. It has been almost 6 days after that we have a lecture today. So let's first get clarified with whatever we have done and then we proceed to the next part. So please quickly check. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts. Quickly go through the entire study material of AS26. If you have any doubts, please go through them. If you feel you want me to repeat any concept, tell me, I'll repeat that concept for you. If you want me to explain any question again, I will explain that sum or question again to you. So quickly check and write on the chat box so that we can proceed to the next question. Okay, since everyone is clear and there are no doubts, let's proceed. We have done question number 1, 2, question number 3 is done. Quickly come to question number 4. Quickly come to question number 4. Decide when research and development cost of a project can be deferred to future period as per AS 26. So let's quickly understand this. We've already done this question. It says as per AS 26, intangible asset, no intangible asset arising from research should be recognized. So research ka expense will always go to the profit and loss account. The the expenditure incurred on development phase can be deferred to subsequent years if the company can demonstrate all the following conditions. So research तो हमेशा P&L में जाएगा. Development, if the following 6 conditions are satisfied, only then you will take it to capitalize and create an intangible asset. It says technical feasibility for completing the technical feasibility of completing the intangible asset so that it can be available for use. Now I have one doubt which says please explain technical feasibility. Technical feasibility means practically is it possible to make this kind of a product? So sometimes I may imagine of a product, but that product technically is not possible to manufacture. So then technical feasibility does not exist. तो पहला क्वेश्चन ये पूछना है क्या टेक्निकली इस टाइप का क्वेश्चन इस टाइप का प्रोडक्ट बन सकता है? That is the first question regarding technical feasibility. Second, the intention to complete the intangible asset or to use or sell it. So there should be an intangible to use or sell the asset. There should be an intention to use or sell the intangible asset. You should have the ability to use or sell the intangible asset. How the intangible asset will generate probable future economic benefits, amongst other things, the enterprise should demonstrate the existence of a market for the output of an intangible asset or the intangible asset itself, or if it is to be used internally, its usefulness should be demonstrated. The availability of adequate technical, financial, and other resources to complete the development and to use or sell the intangible asset. The ability to measure the expenditure. So expenditure you should be able to measure the expenditure properly. Attributable to the intangible asset during its development reliably. Right. So there is one doubt which says a market for intangible should be existing during the development or even after the intangible is ready. So if you anticipate today that I will make the product, now please understand, you will make the product only when there is a market. If you anticipate that I am making it today there is not a market, but in the future it will be, still that market is okay, it fulfills the condition. So the answer to your question is during the development or even after. Yes, even after the intangible is ready, if there is a market, you can easily capitalize it. Right, I hope that solves your doubt. There is one more doubt. How can we defer the development cost? We shouldn't it capitalize? Of course, you cannot. The meaning of defer is, see, please understand the concept. जब आप कैपिटलाइज करोगे, जिसको कैपिटलाइज किए उसको अमोर्टाइज करना है. अमोर्टाइज करने को ये लोग डिफर कहते हैं. डिफर मीन्स, for example, if I purchase an asset, if I take it to P&L, the entire amount goes to the P&L in one go. But if I capitalize, then that amount will not go in one hit to the profit and loss account. It will go in parts in the form of depreciation. So development cost, which means if you capitalize, then it will be deferred to the profit and loss account in the amortization ratio. That is what they are talking about. Right. So Spruha and Raj, I hope this is clear to you. Okay, there is one more doubt which says, so what if later on the market does not exist? We've already studied that if at any point of time the condition cease to be satisfied, the capitalized amount will go to the profit and loss account. So if later on the market does not exist, whatever you capitalize will straight away go to the profit and loss account. Right, I hope that is now clear to you. Okay, let's proceed to the next one. Other aspects of AS 26: recognition of gain or loss on sale or write off of an intangible. So when you sell or write off an intangible, whatever gain or loss you will get will straight away go to the profit and loss account. Okay, after that, revaluation of an intangible asset. So revaluation upward or downward is not permitted by AS 26. So AS 26 does not permit upward or downward revaluation of the intangible asset. And finally, the last point, it says review of amortization period or method. The amortization period and method should be reviewed at least once annually at the balance sheet date. So at the balance sheet date, you will check the amortization period and the method. And if any change is required, you will make that change. Right, okay, come to question number 5. How software acquired for internal use is to be accounted for. Now this is again entire revision of the accounting standard that we have done. When you obtain an asset, first you will check whether it satisfies the condition or not. If it satisfies the condition, you will then account it initially at cost, right? So that is what they have explained. Let's understand this point by point. Accounting Standard 26 lays down the following procedure for accounting of a software acquired for internal use. The cost of the software acquired for internal use should be recognized as an asset if it meets the recognition criteria prescribed. So if it meets the recognition criteria, matlab condition satisfy hoti hai, only then you can recognize the intangible. The cost of the software purchased for internal use comprises of purchase price, including any import duties and other taxes, other than those subsequently recoverable by the enterprise from the taxing authorities, and any directly attributable expenditure on making the software ready for its use. Any trade discount or rebate that are deducted in arriving at the cost in determination of cost, matters stated in para 24 to 34, which deal with the method of separate acquisition, amalgamation for uh, acquisition as a part of amalgamations, acquisition by way of government grant need to be considered as appropriate. Recognition criteria of the standard: an intangible asset should be recognized if and only if it is probable that future economic benefits that are attributable to the asset will flow to the enterprise, and the cost of the asset can be measured reliably against same conditions that we have seen earlier. An enterprise should assess the probability of future economic benefits using reasonable and supportable assumptions that represent the best estimate of the set of economic conditions that will exist over the useful life of the asset, right? So you will have to follow the basic concepts of AS 26 in order to record an intangible asset. First, you will see whether it satisfies the definition criteria. If it does, then you will calculate the cost, and then you will see the future economic benefits, right? Simple question it is, theory question. Question number 5. Question 6 we have already done. Question number 7. Now, question number 7 is not an important question, so you can write besides this, read only. You may write besides this question, read only. Right, let's understand this question. What are the costs that are to be included in research and development costs as per AS 26? तो वो आपसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं कि रिसर्च और डेवलपमेंट में कौन से टाइप की कॉस्ट आ सकते हैं, कौन से किस टाइप के एक्सपेंडिचर को हम रिसर्च कह सकते हैं, किस टाइप के एक्सपेंडिचर को हम डेवलपमेंट कह सकते हैं. ये क्वेश्चन वो आपसे पूछ रहे हैं, मतलब दे आर आस्किंग यू द एग्जांपल्स ऑफ रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट कॉस्ट. Right, let's understand that carefully. According to AS 26, no intangible asset arising from research or from research phase of an internal project should be recognized in the research phase. Expenditure on research should be recognized as an expense as and when it is incurred. Again, the same concept is being repeated. कि research का expense कभी भी capitalize नहीं होगा, वो कहाँ चले जाएगा? Profit and loss account. Examples of research cost are cost of activities aimed to obtain new knowledge. So when any expenditure is done only to obtain new knowledge, it is known as research. Cost of the research, cost of the search for evaluation and final selection of an application of research findings and other knowledge. तो आपने जो भी आप कोई चीज को evaluate कर रहे हो, कोई चीज को select कर रहे हो, if you are putting research in order to obtain other knowledge, then again it is an example of research cost. Cost of the search for alternative of materials. तो अगर हमको लगता है कि X मटेरियल अब यूज नहीं कर सकते, हमें Y मटेरियल यूज करना चाहिए, तो क्या ऑल्टरनेटिव मटेरियल चलेगा? ऑल्टरनेटिव मटेरियल कौन सा हो सकता है, ये सब जब आप पता करते हो, दैट इज अगेन योर रिसर्च कॉस्ट. सो कॉस्ट ऑफ सर्च फॉर ऑल्टरनेटिव्स फॉर मटेरियल, devices, products, processes, systems or services, and cost of the activity involved in formulation, design, evaluation and final selection of possible activities for new or improved material, devices, products, processes, systems or services. So when you are formulating a new design, when you're trying to make a new design, all these are your research expenses. Remember, every research expense will straight away go to the profit and loss account. You cannot defer that expenditure, right? According to AS26, in the development phase of a project, an enterprise can, in some circumstances, identify an intangible asset and demonstrate that future economic benefits from the asset are probable. This is because the development phase of the project is further advanced than the research phase. Examples of development activities or cost are: first, cost of design, construction, testing of a pre-production or pre-use prototype or model. Very interesting concept. Pre-use prototype. मान लीजिए आपका रिसर्च सक्सेसफुल हो गया, अब आप एक छोटा यूनिट बनाते हो, पूरा का पूरा मशीन नहीं बनाते हो, एक छोटा वर्केबल यूनिट बनाते हो, और वो वर्केबल यूनिट को हम टेस्ट करते हैं कि बराबर चल रहा है नहीं. दैट इज नोन एज a pre-production or pre-use prototype. That prototype is a sample. Looking at that, you can imagine or you can evaluate how the entire machine will look, right? Are you understanding? This comes in the development phase. जब आपको पता चल गया कि हमारा रिसर्च सक्सेसफुल है, अब उस रिसर्च को आप प्रैक्टिकली अप्लाई कर रहे हो, दैट इज नोन एज योर डेवलपमेंट फेज. Cost of design of tools, jigs, molds, dies involving new technology. So now when you want to apply that research, then you look for new machinery and new tools. That is again a part of your development phase. Cost of design, construction and operation of a pilot plant that is not of a scale economically feasible for the commercial production. So again, when you are practically applying an operation or a construction, that is again a part of your development cost. Cost of design, construction or testing of a chosen alternative or a new or improved material, device, product, process, systems or services. Now you can understand, development is the next step to research. So सबसे पहले आता है research and the next step is development, right? So you can see, previously we were trying to obtain knowledge, trying to see whether this is possible or not. Now in the development phase, we have come to know that this is possible, and now because it is possible, we are trying to develop that products stage by stage, right? This question is not that important. Just try to read only and understand, okay, what are the kind of expenditures that can be pertaining to research and what can pertain to the development. Right, after that, question number 8 we have already done. Question number 9 also we have done. Now come to a very interesting question, question number 10. Mark this question, very important, last day revision question, question number 10. Mark this, very important, last day revision question, question number 10. Mark question number 10, very important. It should be your last day revision question. This question is given to you on page number 180. So come to page 180 and let us try and understand. Question number 10. Okay, ध्यान देना, I will first read the question, I will explain to you, I will solve it. Only if you understand, you will copy the question. If you do not understand, you will not copy the question. Right, let's proceed. Question number 10. Plymouth Limited is engaged in research of a new process designed for its product. It has incurred rupees 10 lakhs on research during the first 5 months of the financial year 12-13. The development of the process began on 1st September 2012 and up to 31st March 2013. 8 lakhs was incurred as development expenditure phase, which meets the definition criteria. Okay, करना क्या है आगे ध्यान देना. From 1st April, the company has implemented the new process design, and it is likely that it will result in important underline after tax savings of 2 lakh rupees per annum for the next 5 years. The cost of capital is 10%. The present value of annuity factor of it should be rupee 1 of rupee 1 for 5 years at 10% is 3.7908. करना क्या है, decide the treatment of research and development cost as per accounting standard 26. Okay, let's properly line by line again understand the question. It says Plymouth Limited is engaged in research of a new process design for its product. It has incurred 10 lakhs on research for the first 5 months during the financial year 12-13. Okay, quickly everyone on the chat box, please explain to me the treatment of this research cost. कहाँ जाना चाहिए research cost? Everyone on your chat box, where should we put this research cost? Tell me, how will you treat the research cost? Okay, great. Everyone agrees it will directly go to the profit and loss accounts. Right, okay. Next, देखो. The development of the process began on 1st September and up to 31st March, a sum of 8 lakh rupees was incurred, which meets the asset recognition criteria. Tell me, is development cost का हमको क्या करना चाहिए? What should we do of this development cost? What should we do of the development cost? Because it meets the definition criteria, we will capitalize. Okay, excellent. Now let's understand the next part. It says from 1st April, what happened? The company has implemented the new process. मतलब development हमने practically apply कर लिया. अब ध्यान देना, नए प्रोसेस से हमको ये पता चला कि आगे जाके फायदा कितना होगा, 2 लाख रुपए पर एनम का फायदा होगा. कितने साल तक? 5 साल तक. विच मीन्स नया प्रोसेस अपनाओ तो हर साल 2 लाख रुपए बचेंगे. क्योंकि आपके हर साल 2 लाख रुपए बचेंगे, वो आपकी एडिशनल सेविंग्स, आपका रेवेन्यू है, आपका अर्निंग्स है. कितने साल तक 2-2 लाख रुपए बचाएंगे हम? 5 साल. 5 साल तक, 5 साल का फ्यूचर वैल्यू क्या दिया हुआ है? 3.7908. Now quickly everyone on your chat box, tell me, how much have you incurred? Please understand my question. How much have you incurred in the development phase, which you will capitalize? How much have you incurred in the development phase that you will capitalize? What's the amount? Quickly on your chat box. How much have you incurred on the development phase that you will capitalize? 8 lakhs? Okay, perfect. 8 lakhs is what you want to capitalize. देखो मैं लिखता हूँ यहाँ पे, ध्यान देना. अगेंस्ट दैट वो ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि आपका असेट तो 8 लाख का है, लेकिन बेनिफिट कितना मिलने वाला है? 2 लाख रुपए का मिलने वाला है 5 साल तक. ओके, टेल मी, व्हाट्स योर फ्यूचर वैल्यू? What's your future value in the question? For 5 years, future value for 5 years is how much? 3.7908. Okay, 3.7908. Now can someone tell me on your chat box and everyone's attention over here, can someone tell me, अगर एक साल में 2 लाख रुपए में बच जाता हूँ तो 5 साल तक टोटल कितने लाख बचाऊंगा? अगर एक साल में आई एम सेविंग 2 लाख रुपीस, तो 5 साल में कितना बचेगा? 10 lakhs. लेकिन आज जो वैल्यू तब 10 lakhs की होगी, वो एग्जैक्टली 10 lakhs नहीं होगी. बिकॉज ऑफ टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी, द वैल्यू ऑफ 10 lakhs विल रिड्यूस. How do you calculate that? 2 lakhs multiplied by 3.7908. How much do you get? 7,58,160. Which means it comes to, let's take it, to make it easy, we will take it 7.58 lakhs. 7.58 lakhs. Are you getting it? Right, I hope everyone is clear till here. Again, I am repeating. we got to know that the amount of value of the intangible will be how much? The value of the intangible will be 8 lakhs. How 8 lakhs? It is given in the question that this 8 lakhs satisfies the definition criteria. Because it satisfies the definition criteria, we will capitalize 8 lakhs. Against that, what is my future economic benefit from the asset? The usable value of the asset is that I will be saving 2 lakhs per annum. So at the end of 5 years, I will be saving 10 lakhs, but the value of 10 lakhs will reduce because of time value of money. So it comes to 7.58. Now tell me, everyone on the chat box, आपने असेट रिकॉर्ड किया 8 lakhs पे, पर असेट का रिकवरेबल वैल्यू, असेट का यूजफुल वैल्यू, असेट से आप जो वसूल करोगे वो कितना है? 7.58 lakhs. Tell me what will you take? 8 lakhs or 7.58 lakhs? Quickly on the chat box. We did one question where we used this concept. What will you take? 8 lakhs or 7.5 lakhs? What will you take? 8 lakhs or 7.5 lakhs? 8 lakhs or 7.5 lakhs? Of course, you will take 7.5 lakhs because the usable value has reduced. Whatever value has reduced is, of course, your impairment loss, and that will go to the profit and loss account. Are you getting it? Right? I hope it is clear to everyone. Now, let me solve this question step by step and then we proceed. And then we first take your doubts. If you are clear, only then you will copy. Right? So, let's understand this. Question number 10. Your first statement will be as per accounting standard 26, intangible assets. Let's first put our treatment for research expenses. So research expenditure. As per AS 26, intangible assets, any expense incurred for research cannot be capitalized and should be charged to the profit and loss account. Look at the question. How much is your research expenditure? 10 lakhs. Therefore, in the given case, rupees 10 lakhs should be charged to the profit and loss account. Come to the next one, development expenditure. Development expenditure that meets the definition criteria, or let us put it this way, recognition criteria, which meets the recognition criteria, should be capitalized. In the given case, rupees 8 lakhs incurred during the development phase meets the recognition criteria. It meets the recognition criteria. However, as per AS 26, the measurement of such intangible shall be done using the discounting estimated future cash flows. Let's put this savings for the next 5 years is how much? Your savings for the next 5 years is how much? 2 lakhs? Your cost of capital is how much? 10%? Your annuity factor is given to be 3.7908. So your present value of future cash flows will be 2 lakhs into 3.7908, which comes to how much? 7.582 lakhs. You get 7.582. Therefore, the cost of the intangible asset shall be lower of the cost into brackets, that is rupees 8 lakhs, or or the present value of future cash flows, that is rupees 7.582 lakhs. That is rupees 7.582. The difference, as you all said, is the impairment loss. The difference of rupees. Let's check how much will be the difference. You have 8 minus 7.582, 0.418. 0.418 lakhs will be charged to the profit and loss account. Will be charged to the profit and loss account. The company shall amortize. How much is the value of your intangible over here? 7.582 lakhs over the period of 5 years. Now, please understand, in this case, they have not given you the future economic benefits. So you cannot find out the amortization ratio. So we will use the straight line method. That is 7.582. You divide that by 5. You get 1.5164. That is rupees 1.5164 lakhs per annum to the profit and loss account. Right, simple question it is. Quickly put it on your chat box. Are you clear with this? Yes or no? Quickly on the chat box. Are you clear with this? Yes or no? Fine, if you're clear with this, just give me a minute. I will quickly post it on your group and then you can copy it down properly. Simple question it is. If you have any doubts, please ask me. If not, I will put it on your WhatsApp group. Take it down properly. You have it on your WhatsApp group. Please take it down properly. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Once you are done, please put done on the chat box so that we can move to the next question. Once you're done copying the entire question, please let me know. We go to the next question then. Okay, can someone please tell me on the chat box, have we done accounting standard 24? Are we done with accounting standard 24? Yes or no? Have we not done discontinuing operations? AS 24? I guess we have done. As far as I remember, we have done. Of course, we have done AS 24. Okay, fine. If you're done with this, come to the next question. Question 11. Let's do question 11, which is given on page 181. Question 11 on page 181. Right, let's understand this question. It says NDA Corporation is engaged in research of a new process design for its product. It had incurred an expenditure of 530 lakhs on research. Quickly on the chat box, 530 lakhs. कहाँ जाना चाहिए? Trading or PNL? Oh, I'm sorry, PNL or capitalized? PNL or capitalized? Quickly on the chat box. 530 lakhs. How will you treat it? Of course, you will take it to the profit and loss account. Okay. Let's go to the next one, which says the development of the process began on 1st April and the development phase expenditure was 360 lakhs, which means the asset recognition criteria. Quickly on the chat box. How will you treat this? One which meets the asset recognition criteria. What will you do with that? Capitalize. Okay. From first, I'm sorry. From 1st April 2012, the company will implement the new process design, which will result in after-tax savings. कितना है? 80 lakhs per annum for the next 5 years. The cost of capital is 10%. Now the cost of capital is 10% for the next 5 years. So you can add over here. Okay, it is already added. So leave it. करना क्या है? 3 क्वेश्चन पूछे एक ही क्वेश्चन में. Accounting treatment for research expenses. Of course, you told me research expense will go to the profit and loss account. The cost of the internal of the internally generated intangible asset. Third one is not a question; it is just information. The amortization. Okay, I'm sorry, it is question. Yes, and the third question is the amount of amortization of the assets. They have already given you in the question that the present value factor based on rupee 1 will be 3.790. Right, exactly same question. Let's put your first statement as per accounting standard 26. Intangible assets, research expenditure. The answer will be the same as per AS 26. Intangible assets, an expense. An expense incurred for research cannot be capitalized and should be charged to the profit and loss account. Therefore, in this case, rupees 530 lakhs should be charged to the profit and loss account. See, you have over your 530 lakhs will straight away go to the profit and loss account. The development of the process began on 1st April and the development expenditure was 360 lakhs, which meets the asset recognition criteria. So here you have development expenditure that meets the recognition criteria should be capitalized. In the given case, rupees 360 lakhs incurred during the development phase meets the recognition criteria. However, as per AS 26, the measurement of such intangible shall be done using the estimated cash flows. How much are you going to save per annum in this question? Quickly on the chat box. Kitna save hone wala hai? Look at the question and tell me how much are you going to save in this question? Per annum saving kitna hai? Quickly on the chat box. 80 lakhs. So let's put over here 80 lakhs. Your cost of capital is 10. Let's calculate 80 lakhs into 3.7908. You get 303.264. So over here you have 303.264. How did you get that? 80 into 3.7908. This is your answer to the first question that they have asked you. This is your answer to the second question that they have asked you. 303.264. Therefore, the cost of the intangible shall be lower of cost, that is 360 lakhs, and the present value, which is 303.264 lakhs. You will of course take whichever is lower, 303.264. 360 minus 303.264. 56.736 will go to the profit and loss account. So we will put that over here. 56.736. How do you get 56.736? Let's also explain that. 360 minus 303.264. This expenditure will go to the profit and loss account. How much will the company amortize? The company will amortize 303.264 divided by 5. 60.65 every year will go to the profit and loss account. So this is your answer to the third one. Third is amortization. Amortization, the company shall amortize 303.264 over a period of 5 years, which comes to 60.65 lakhs per annum to the profit and loss account. Right, are you clear with this? Quickly on the chat box. Are you clear with this question? Yes or no? Exactly same question that we did earlier. I will again put it on your WhatsApp group. You can copy the entire question properly from there. It is now on your WhatsApp group. Quickly take it down and then we go to the last two questions that are left. If time permits, we'll look at one question. The remaining one question we will do tomorrow. So please copy it down properly. If you have any doubts, please ask me. I will solve it for you. Take it down properly. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Take it down properly. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Once you're done, please let me know. If you have any doubts, also please let me know. Okay, can you help me on the chat box that now in this accounting standard only two questions are left, question number 19 and 20. Is that right? Question number 19 and 20. These are the two questions that are left. Yes or no? Please check and let me know on the chat box that now only two questions are left in this accounting standard. That is question number 19 and question number 20. Yes or no? Okay, and if I look at the accounting standards, accounting standard 10, 11, accounting standard 22, and 20 will be left. Yes or no? These are the accounting standards that will be left. AS10 will be left, AS11 will be left, AS22 and AS20. These are the 4 standards that we will be left with in our syllabus. Please check that as well. AS10, 11, 22, 20 ये 4 ही standard रहेंगे, फिर हमारा पूरा syllabus हो जाएगा. Yes or no? Please check and quickly let me know on the chat box. Yes, of course, AS9 is left for the post-result students. Sorry, I forgot that. So I'm adding AS9 also over there. So AS9 also. So 9, 10, 11, 22 and 20. Is that now okay? AS3 is a part of your cash flow statement. So it will be taken care of along with the one who will teach you cash flow statement will be covering that. Right, so I guess this is all that is left. Accounting standard 9, 10, 11, 20 and 22. And in this accounting standard, we are left with question number 19 and question number 20. So tomorrow we will be in a position to finish off this accounting standard and we will begin with a new accounting standard. Right, I think this much is sufficient for today. Do revise whatever we have done. If you have any doubts, please get back to me. Please remember, tomorrow my accounting standard 26 will be over. Please ensure yours is also finished along with me. Right, thank you so much for attending and I'll now see you tomorrow morning at 8. Thank you.